All right, welcome wonderful teachers to the live demonstration of Last Minute Lessons Reading audio series. I actually have my wonderful colleague, Miss Stacy Spillman here. She's actually going to help me out in showing you how to actually use this product because I can't get students because of non-disclosure and confidentiality and having to go through a lot of time. So she's helping me to improvise. So we're going to be working together on this. The first step that you want to actually take when you're doing a last minute lesson with your students, and let me go ahead and preface this by saying at its bare minimal, in its simplest form, this lesson can actually be used for substitute teachers to where you can actually make copies of the reading passages for your students and a copy of the questions. Okay, when you're absent and you just need something to grab, you go on Teachers Pay Teachers, or wherever else this is going to be available in the future. You pull this up, you have the audio version of the text, and you have an audio version of the questions as well. But I want to do an in-class demonstration when you need to teach from this. The first thing that I did with my students when I actually introduced them, when I was trying to introduce them to classic stories, is I printed out copies of the reading passage, okay? And then once I've actually learned that I had to do a lot of differentiation for a lot of my students in the classroom, then I went on ahead, I went home and I made an audio version of the actual story itself, and I brought it here to school, and I'm going to demonstrate how I actually ran class in doing so. So right now, what Ms. Spillman is going to do, she's pretending to be a student, and we're going to read, and I'm going to show you the process of how that is done. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to play the audio. Right now we have, then this is Ms. Spillman's classroom, but we have her computer screen set to duplicate on the projector. So what's projecting or showing on that desktop is also showing right here on the projector. The lights are going to go out, and I kind of had it kind of dim in my classroom at the time that I did this. So we're going to read along as the audio is playing briefly, so you can kind of get a sense and feel of how this actually may go in the classroom. The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allen Poe, the abridged version, read by DeShaunLJ. It's true. Yes, I have been ill, very ill. But why do you say that I've lost control of my mind? Why do you say that I am mad? Can you not see that I have full control of my mind? Is it not clear that I'm not mad? Indeed, the illness only made my mind, my feelings, my senses stronger, more powerful. My sense of hearing especially became more powerful. All right, so giving you guys a quick look at how the actual room is set up and what it looks like. If it's too dark for your students to read, if you have a dimmer in your room, then you can go ahead and just kind of lower it to where it's just enough visible. This being a Telltale Heart, it being a horror-based story, I like to create an atmosphere so my students can also get a sense of how the actual reading and what the actual context of the story looks like, feels like, all those sorts of things. The next thing that you also notice too is that I walked by Ms. Spillman because as the audio is playing, instead of, especially if I have to differentiate, if I have students in here that, you know, I need to kind of monitor what they're doing, the audio being able to be played in the background allows me to move comfortably around each and every desk instead of me having to read to the students each and every time. So that was the primary reason why the audio was connected, okay? Now, what I also like to do is I like to pause the story from time to time, and I like to just kind of assess intermittently how the students are doing. So I'm going to refer to Ms. Spillman as Stacy in this case. So Stacy, in paragraph one, what do you think the word mad in its context, how do you think it is used? Do you think that it means the person was sick or ill?
Using the word mad.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually ill, not mad. It is ill. So thank you for correcting me. Okay.
I think that he is not physically sick. He is mentally sick.
He's not physically sick. He is mentally sick. Okay, very good. Now, doing that every single time or intermittently throughout the reading, you can be able to see how your students are actually performing in their reading, what they're actually understanding, where their comprehension is at. That's the beauty in terms of actually having the audio play in the background. Now, of course, you have those students that may actually get distracted by the audio. So I'm going to show you what we can actually do in a computer-based setting when you have one-on-one technology. If you and your students have access to a computer lab, students can listen to the audio via a default media player available on a computer, QuickTime on an iMac,
or through Google applications itself. Here, students can choose to listen to or not listen to the audio based on their own reading ability. This allows for great pacing as well. If you are a BYOD campus, or bring your own device as what it stands for, then students can use a smartphone with Google Classroom if that is available. I use Google Classroom a lot to easily help me distribute assignments, differentiate for my students, collect data, and more. But do what is best for you. That is what Last Minute Lessons Reading and Audio Series is mostly designed for you to be flexible and to use at your convenience.
All right, the next part is actually going to be the questions. Usually at our school we have an actual smart board. We don't have one in this classroom per se, but when you have a smart board, you can actually project the questions up on the projector. You can actually have the students go and kind of play an interactive game with the questions by pressing what's the answer to each and every question. But in this case, I'm going to simply demonstrate after you're done reading the text with your students, okay, you can immediately go into the actual questions. However you want to use this is completely up to you. This product is intended to be as flexible to your needs as much as possible. So, Stacy, let's look at question number 4. The point of view the narrator speaks in is?
First person.
Okay, first person. How do you know it's first person? What are some clues or context in the story?
The use of I, me, my.
All right, very good, very good. So the author or the writer in this case, the narrator is actually speaking in the first person, and that is, what do I have here? I just have first person for that answer choice. Okay, so very good. So you can actually do a whole class participation, discussion with the questions. You can actually have the students quietly answer the questions and then go into discussion. It's based on however you need to actually do this. And most of you guys will, pretty much all of you guys, hopefully are English teachers, and you have years of experience to help guide you use this product in the best way possible. After you're done with the physical questions, the next thing that you can actually do is go into a gamification experience with the Kahoot questions and the quizzes questions, because all it is just these questions being placed into the Kahoot and quizzes container, and we're going to show you that right now. All right, so what I decided to do is I turned off the light right now so you can actually see. This is your end product documentation. This is located in your file folder. You can easily go to the 3 links that you see here. One of them is a Google Forms link question. The other one is a Kahoot question link, and the other one is a quizzes. We're going to click on the Kahoot question link. And it immediately takes me into a game mode. So from this demonstration, I'm going to ask Stacy to take out her phone, and we're going to play a little quick game of Kahoot. All right, I'm going to do classic. All right, and as you can see, from this it plays a quick little cartoon. Stock cartoon I found on YouTube. Let me go ahead and kind of get you guys back. All right. So once she has entered her name in, we're going to go ahead and click play. I cannot play because my phone is being used to film this. Opening sentences. Oh, there you go. Got it on the first time. Okay.
So sorry.
No. All right. So usually I like to just read out the question to the students, but you know your students, if they get annoyed by you just reading the questions and they can get it, then that's fine. But I'm going to actually let Miss Spillman go ahead and just read it and just answer the questions as fast as possible. Yes, indeed, Ms. Spillman has won. All right. The competition, there was no competition for you, literally. All right, so as you can see from the actual Kahoot questions, these same questions off of your Google Forms link, your Google Sheet, is placed within Kahoot, is placed within quizzes. The actual context and difficulty of the questions is based on the actual skill level of your students, and the questions are written to fit. Well, we're in the state of Texas right now, so they're basically fit to the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, which is called TEAK. So you have the types of questions that you have. You see that you have definition questions. You have questions that's in the context of figurative language, literary devices, and several other things. So I'm not going to go too deep into that right now, but you'll see the point when you actually open up each product and you can see the level of questions. But they're designed in the same type of way that you would actually see on any standardized test that is occurring right now. Well, that is going to be all for this video. I hope you guys learned a lot on how to use the Last Minute Lessons Reading Audio Series product. If you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to email me via, I actually want to say, DeShaunJohnson@dljworks.com. And yeah, I'll also put some more contact information somewhere else at the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for purchasing Last Minute Lessons Reading Audio Series. Let's give Ms. Spielman a round of applause, please. I really appreciate her helping me out, especially with all the things that prevent you from filming with students. Anyway, yeah, thank you again. God bless y'all.